Okay, we should be live. If not, I will figure that out. But welcome to everyone that's seeing this now. Um, Keep in mind that this is well, it's actually another live stream that we're doing here. It's a bit late at night if you're Eastern time or whatever time zone you are. Um, but we're just gonna do some more cave enhancements this time. We just recently launched an update for cave enhancements, so I'm just here to answer any add-on questions you guys have or anything like that. This is just gonna be a really awesome live stream, and we're just gonna try to have fun with it. So welcome to everyone that's joining in. We're just gonna be messing around with cave enhancements and answering any add-on questions. So if you want to, feel free to actually put a question in chat or say hi in chat or say whatever you need to in chat, and we're just gonna here to mess around a little bit. I can explain some upcoming videos if you want me to, or we can just hang out. So, like I said, if you want to come and say hi in chat, feel free to. Um, but besides that, there's nothing really that I have to say. So if you want to say hello, I'm just going to continue talking and whatnot. But if you want to come and say hello, feel free. If you want to just ask some add-on questions, feel free to do that as well. I'm always available to answer any add-on questions that you guys have. And if I'm just going to be hosting a blank stream as well, that would be perfectly fine for me, I guess. Because if anybody's gonna rewatch this over, then at least they have something to watch. So I will just hang out here while we load. But in case you guys didn't know, my add-on is actually called Cave Enhancements. We just recently launched our latest update, so you can go ahead and stick around if you're new to the stream. You can go ahead and stick around and ask any add-on questions you want. If you don't find me sitting here playing, entertaining or whatever, then go ahead and just ask questions in chat. That's what this whole stream is about. It's not more me I'm playing, but it's not about me playing. It's more about the community's questions and any help that you guys need, because I'm here to answer any questions that you guys have. Um, so yeah, welcome to everyone that's new that's joining in. I just explained that this is my add-on. It's called Cave Enhancements. If you want to go ahead and download it, check the link below. We actually do have a website. As well. So if you want to join the Discord server below, and if you don't have Discord or anything like that, go ahead and say it in chat, and I'll paste our website there where you can find downloads, the files, and all that kind of stuff that you're going to need if you do want to play this. And if you're just here to hang out and enjoy your night or day or whatever evening or whatever time zone you currently are, then yeah, it really, really depends on how interested you are in my creations and how interested you are in Minecraft add-ons. And if you're someone new to the channel, you don't have to subscribe. It's not really a I'm not gonna say it's not a recommendation, but feel free to if you want to know when I'm uploading. But if you don't, then that's okay. But oh, one of the cool parts about Cave Enhancements, in case you don't know what it is, you're like, what the heck is Cave Enhancements? Cave Enhancements is my add-on, obviously. I've worked on it since late July of 2020, and basically its goal is to add, it has over 50 ores, it has custom armor, custom pickaxes, custom weapons, like over 300 new weapons, and a bunch of other stuff. Like if I pause my sorry about that. My game just completely crashed. I apologize. Um, like I said, things are a little on edge currently with cave enhancements. Cave enhancements can be a bit glitchy, especially when combined with the streaming setting. Of course, this always happens on stream. I apologize. I'm just going to. There's actually a little trick to enable world generation. So, say you guys using an add-on that has custom biomes, and you put it on a pre-existing world. What you can actually do is if you can go to the settings here, you can go to behavior packs, you can go to active, you can click on that, click deactivate, and then exit back to the world selection screen. Go back to the edit screen, go back to behavior packs, go to my packs, and activate the pack that you're doing. It's a very simple trick, but it'll re-enable the world generation. So like that includes custom ores, custom biomes, custom, anything that involves world generation, that'll re-enable it, and it's a really, really cool thing that I found out not too long ago by someone. And we kind of got pushed back in time here. I'm just gonna recreate my tools. But I hope everyone's having a enjoyable night or evening or whatever you're enjoying right now. If you aren't enjoying it, then I hope the stream can help you out with anything. Like I said, feel free to ask any questions. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. I'm not really. I've gotten a lot of bad questions um, over my time as an add-on developer. There's been a lot of people who've asked me. So if you think your question's dumb, I once had questions that were very, very basic, and I would never judge someone for a question. One question that I got was, how would I create, like basically blocks, like a custom block uses destroy time. So how would I make a block that takes, a certain amount of time to break? You know what I mean? Obviously, that wouldn't be considered a dumb question or a boring question, just be considered a basic question. But I could care less what question you ask. It's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, you don't know. I'm not. There's no reason for me to say that. Obviously you guys probably know that, but a lot of people don't, and a lot of people in the add-on community don't actually go for help. They like to stay sort of in a bubble in a way, and they like to stay. A lot of people from the anime community, they like to stay in their own little bubble there, and they like to not ask public questions or anything. And they think that it might be embarrassing, but believe me, no question is a bad question out there. So I'll take any question that you guys have, and you guys can just enjoy me playing my personal add-on Cave Enhancements, and we can just enjoy it. Cave Enhancements also introduces new cave generation, so it completely changes the way caves work. Similar to 1.17, but it is not a recreation of 1.17. A lot of people mistake Cave Enhancements. They're like, okay, Warhead, is this a 1.17 recreation? It's not, actually. You can see here's one of the ores, actually. This is called bauxite, and we're going to need a stone pickaxe for that. And that ore can actually be smelted. Hey, Gavin Yabbit, is that how you pronounce your name? But hey, how you doing, man? I hope you're having a good night, evening, whatever time zone you're from. I hope you're having a enjoyable time right now. I appreciate you saying hello in chat. If you have any questions that have to do with add-ons or anything at all, feel free to ask. Or if you just want to have a conversation, that's perfectly fine as well. But I'm just gonna create a pickaxe here. Okay, now we're going to mine some of this bauxite ore, which can actually be smelted for aluminum. When I was first creating cave enhancements, I figured why not make each ore like their true name? Like, I just figured bauxite's the only ore that's not called aluminum ore, but I figured aluminum ore would be a bit, eh, it doesn't have a good feeling to it. I definitely think bauxite ore has a nicer feeling to it. I'm just going to mine some of this coal here, and one of the coolest parts about cave enhancements as well is not only does it include new cave generation, 300 weapons, items, whatever, but it also includes new torches as well. What I mean by new torches, I mean when you hold the torch in your hand, it'll actually light up the area around you, and it's sort of like a combination. It has that mod pack feel to it, and it really does enhance everything about underground and exploration in that way, because if I hold the torch in my hand now, you'll notice that I just created a wooden pressure plate, but also it lights up around me. And it doesn't only light up, it actually turns off when you're in water and in rain, and it also like after a while it'll burn out. So it's kind of like a cool feature in that sense. We actually just came across some cave grass here. You can actually right click that and it'll light up for a little bit. I find that really awesome. It's one of my favorite features about cave enhancements is the foliage underground, which would be like crystals and little stuff like that. Just stuff that you can like just look at. Like when you're on the overworld, you can look across the grasses and the stuff like that, like grasses and flowers. So they don't really have a true use, but they're really they set the aesthetic to it. It has that feeling of exploration to it, and that's what I really like about the foliage down in the caves with cave enhancements. It really sets the mood there. For the caves, I'm not really sure how long the stream's going to be. It really depends on how many viewers we have and how many people are actually interested in it. If you guys aren't interested, then I'm not forcing you to stay, not at all. That just lets me know what content I should produce and what content I shouldn't produce. So if you guys don't like the stream and you want to leave, then that's, fine. I would never force someone to leave the stream or stay. It really depends on your interest in add-ons or just, hanging out in general. It really depends on what content you like to see. I will be creating a new tutorial video soon though on custom structures, which I find really awesome. I really like custom structures. Um, it's really fascinating to me, like just the fact of like having your own structure. You know what I mean? Because you look at in game, you have like the desert temples and the jungle temples and whatnot, but actually adding your own is so much fun because you can actually do some pretty crazy stuff. But what I need to craft is a furnace, not a chest. Okay, here we go. I think it's that much. Okay, here we go. So we're just going to smelt some iron here. We're going to make ourselves an iron pickaxe. Then we're going to actually explore the new caves, that new feeling. Hello, Mr. Dinger. It's been quite a while since I've done a stream. I appreciate you joining back in, man. You can go ahead and stick around and feel free to, hang out. I really appreciate you joining back in. But we're playing Cave Enhancements again, but the newer update. We just launched a new update called 1.5, and 1.5 includes a bunch of awesome features. It's a very stable version. It runs pretty well. There's a few crashes here and there, but it does run very well, and I really, really do love this newest update. I was just kind of talking about how, people, I would never force you guys to leave or stay. You heard me. But anyways, let's just grab our iron ingots here, and let's see. I think I did fix the iron pickaxe. Before we were having a glitch with the iron pickaxe where it wouldn't actually mine custom ores because there's actually two iron pickaxes. So when you're playing cave enhancements, you can either get this long, put this in a crafting grid for compatible pickaxe, or you could craft this one. This is the one you want to craft. Iron pickaxe, warheads, cave enhancements. It could either be warheads, cave enhancements, or just cave enhancements, depending on when you're watching or whenever. It really depends. I'm going to be honest, your custom food tutorial really helps a lot. I'm making a small food add-on pack, and it helped me learn bridge. I'm thinking of checking the ore video for adding salt ore. Yeah, of course, I really appreciate your feedback on that food video. The food video was actually I loved making it. It was a very simple video that a lot of people were requesting, and I'm really happy that I could help you out. I really hope it is because once you could probably agree on this, once you get a modern tutorial, there's a few tutorials out there that are old. There's a few tutorials out there from like 2 years ago that, explain an older version of Bridge. And, it's really hard to understand those tutorials. I try to make a modern tutorial, a more understandable tutorial. On that sort of, standpoint of things. And that custom food video is just something that people can get confused about, just because of the newer formats of add-ons. But that video is one of my favorites actually because of how simple yet helpful it can be because it really does teach you bridge, I mean, like you said, it helped you learn bridge. And the ore video, like I said, feel free to check that one out as well. That's completely up to you though. Um, but if you do want to make a quick ore, you can actually use bridge presets to make an ore. Um, okay. So if you guys notice, we're actually entering this new cave generation. You'll see how giant this is. I mean, look at how amazing these caves look. Like I said, I never get sick of these massive caves, these awesome caves. How do you make custom events like eating a food and getting a potion effect? So basically, a custom event that would be done within the food component itself. So when you're adding a component to the food, like Minecraft food, you get set the nutrition, the saturation, and whatnot. But there's also one that's called on consume. Now you want to make an event as well, and to make an event, you need to go. Basically, it'll under events, like when you create an item, you have an option to put events as well. So there's components, Minecraft item, and then events. So under events, you just want to name it whatever. So you could do events and then, eat or whatever. And then you have the options to do add potion effect or, something like that. So basically what you would do is you would make your event name, say you would have events, and then you would have eat. And then after that, you would have add potion or add mob effect. And then you'd set the um, like level of mob effect and what effect you want it to do. And then within the on consume component um, would have the event name. It's kind of hard to explain. I think the best template for potion food effect is observing The golden apple template. Yeah, of course it is, because the golden apple and stuff, all that golden apple and whatnot, that uses potion effects as well. So it's kind of hard to explain events without doing a video on events, because events are their own giant amazing thing, and they're actually pretty simple to learn once you get the hang of it. But events are actually really, really fun to mess around. So if you guys haven't actually messed around with events and add-ons yet, I do recommend it, because events are so much fun to mess around with, especially with blocks. Blocks are so much fun to mess around with, because that's how you can make custom crops, custom, custom really anything. It really depends. Okay. Can I mine this? Yes, I can. Okay, so this is called pyrite, and pyrite's a very weaker ore. Pyrite's actually inspired. It's called fool's gold, and the reason why it's called fool's gold is because pirates used to use it and try to fake sell it. I did research a lot of ores when I was doing this add-on. It was a lot of fun. If you guys are ever gonna make an ore add-on, always research your ore to get that realistic feel to it. Even if you don't want to, just kind of learn just maybe a sentence, okay? Such as Arthur says, I mean, he's going to make, for example, Arthur in the chat, you said you're going to make a salt ore. You could just search up, I mean, what is the color of, or just search up salt ore and your salt, I mean, underground. You can look at some sort of like salt deposit picture and get the idea of what salt is like. Because when you're looking, I mean, when you're just thinking of salt in your head, you just think of some white, like, chunk, but it could be completely different. I had no idea about some of these ores. How do you use animation controllers, and do you have an example? Animation controllers. I actually do not have an example, but I will be doing a video on animation controllers. My next video is going to be structures, which will be either out tomorrow or Tuesday, but then the video after that will have to do with animation controllers and doing custom commands and stuff when you hold an item. So say when you hold the sword, it gives you like resistance 5 or something for as long as you hold that sword, and then when you let go of it, it stops giving you that effect. That's what I'll do within the next few videos. Welcome to all the new viewers that are joining in. We're playing my add-on Cave Enhancements. You'll see this new cave generation just to get the idea. But it adds a lot more. If anyone wants to download it or join my Discord server, feel free to look at the link below, and there's the Discord server there. We did launch a website, and I've been getting into learning how to create websites and stuff with HTML and CSS and stuff. If you don't know what that is, I'm not really going to get into it right now, but you kind of get the basics of, like, that kind of stuff. But what we're going to do now is we're going to create a garnet pickaxe, and we're going to set up camp somewhere. I think there's a nice area to set up some sort of camp. Then I'm going to create a bunch of torches so I know my way around. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we are. I may actually mine some marble, because in Cave Enhancements there's marble, and you can actually turn it into marble bricks. It's kind of an experimental thing that I was messing around with, which was stonecutter recipes. I am planning on doing a recipe video soon. I just don't know how many people would want a recipe video, because recipes can be really simple and really complicated at the same time. It depends on what you're crafting. There we go, garnet pickaxe. Actually, you know what? I don't even need the garnet pickaxe. I need an iron pickaxe. That's kind of my bad on that area. I can actually make a garnet sword, I believe. Ooh, I can make a garnet sword. Awesome. Okay. So I think what I do want to make, though, to start off here, is I'm going to place down a furnace, if I can even talk. And then we're going to make a bunch of torches. But I'm going to smelt, I'm actually going to smelt all this iron with, I don't know how much coal to put. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to use 10 iron, or 10 coal, not iron. I like how your add-on visual feels like a, yeah, it does, it really does have that visual feeling of a mod pack, like a Java mod pack, because with Java mods you get these crazy feelings, and that's what I love about add-ons. I'm planning on making a video soon called why you should get into creating add-ons, and I'll explain the difference between a Java mod pack or a Java mod and a add-on, because there's not that much of a difference. Once you start creating it, you'll realize that Java mods just have a lot more features. But with Minecraft add-ons, it's officially supported. It's got almost I mean, you can create custom items, custom pickaxes, custom armor. You can create so much, and it really, like, I've shown an example, like I have custom cave generation, which isn't even possible with Java mods as far as like, well, it is. I'm not 100% sure on how Java mods are going right now. How do you make custom enchants that get added to the enchantment table? Enchants. Okay. So custom enchantments are actually not possible right now. There's a lot of people who fake custom enchants by creating a custom like book item and just calling it, I mean, this enchantment, and then you can just put it and you create a separate recipe or a separate sword called like sword enchanted with like fire, like a fire resistance or something, and whenever you hold it, it gives you like fire resistance. That would be like the closest you would get to like some sort of custom enchantment, but it's really not possible right now to actually do custom enchantments, which is kind of sad because it's not really it's something that the Mojang really didn't pay much attention to when they were adding support. But luckily add-ons are officially supported, and over time they probably will add some sort of custom enchantment components and stuff. So just what I recommend doing is just wait on it because they will eventually add it. Okay. Luckily the add-on team just got off their holiday break, I believe. So it's not going to be that long till we start getting some more add-on updates, hopefully, before it took them a long time. So who knows, but waiting is always important. I'm trying to look for glowing grape bushes, which is actually right up there. And the glowing grape, believe it or not, if anybody did follow the food tutorial, the glowing grapes actually use the same exact texture as the grape I used for the food tutorial. Because I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna do a texture, I might as well do the glowing grape one because it's such a simple yet sophisticated texture. Because if you look, it's just so simple, but at the same time, it's like you really get that idea of you know what it is. It's not like it's some complicated like craziness. Okay, here we go. And one of the coolest part about glowing grape is that actually is the example that Mr. Dinger was adding, or was talking about just a minute ago. He was saying how, or he or she, but they were saying how to add the sort of effect when you eat a food. This is that exact component, the on consume event trigger in the food component. It's literally just that event that triggers the I forgot what it's called, the night vision effect, and then it sort of just gives the player night vision. One of the most confusing parts about events is actually selecting the target. So in events, you have target option, like what, who gets affected, because you really don't know who gets affected. Sometimes they are confused about it. Sometimes it's self or holder. Like, what's the difference between the self and the holder? Will the holder be, I don't think an entity can, or like a zombie can hold the food and actually eat it. So that's what kind of confuses me on events. And it confused a lot of other people too. Oh, here we go. Here's some more garnet, which I'll take, and I'll probably create some sort of battle axe. Because in Cave Enhancements, there's like 300 different weapons that can be crafted with all the different ores. And one of the coolest parts about Cave Enhancements, but what I recommend doing is don't actually pull a Cave Enhancements in the sense of making like 300 weapons, because that can really make the game unbalanced. It's one of the reasons why Cave Enhancements probably will be getting a weapon um, fix sometime within the next few months. I mean, because it's really bad how overpowered these weapons are. Because no one wants to run around with some, like, say garnet. It's a really common ore. It's like almost as common, if not even more common than iron, and it has a sword that does 8 damage. I mean, that's a lot of damage for a very common ore. And I didn't really pay attention to how overpowered the swords and stuff would be compared to how common the ore would be. I just kind of went off memory. So don't do that. If you are going to, then make sure that you know, like, what you're doing, and like, you don't pull a cave enhancements where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go off memory, because that can really suck sometimes. It can really ruin an add-on. Luckily, not many people have complained about it, but a lot of people have warned me. One of our newest artists, because we are actually sort of forming a development team for cave enhancements now. Um, it's actually become really popular in the past month or so, but basically, we just got an artist, and the artist mentioned that it would be OP that the weapons do so much damage and some of the ores are so common. Is there going to be a tool add-on video in the future? Maybe, because I did do a pickaxe sort of one in the items video. But that items video, I'm surprised that it's got really popular, but no one's complained about because the format of add-ons have changed so much since that video that I don't even know if that video even still works. Because that uses client items, which don't even exist anymore. So maybe, most likely, because I wanted to do a sword, axe, shovel, and pickaxe all in one video. Because I think that would be really fun, just to have a sword, axe, pickaxe, and shovel all shoved in one video. Um, I might just make separate videos though, I'm not sure. We're just gonna wait on this iron to smelt, and then once this is done, which it is, I'm gonna go out and find some more glowing grapes, and we're just gonna place torches, or just hold them in our hands, because one of the coolest parts about Cave Enhancements, once again, if you guys do want to download it, it's, go through the Discord, or, I'm actually gonna post some chat message here. You can go to this website, and you can learn more about how to download it by clicking downloads at the top. Mobile support is kind of so, like, it's meh, so if you're kind of watching on a phone right now, or a mobile device, if you're watching a tablet, should be fine, but if you're watching on a mobile device, it might be a bit strange, but if you go to that website right there, you'll be welcomed by our website. I think it looks amazing, obviously. It's my personal preference, but there you could find stuff about sort of like the downloads page and the main page. I really like it. It works perfectly good on a computer, but when it comes down to mobile devices, I'm still trying to add support. There should be full support for mobile, but if there's not, then let me know. Let me know what pages you're having issues with. But there should be full mobile support. So um, it should be fine on a phone. I'm not 100% sure, as I'm still getting into creating websites and stuff, because it's really hard by hand. Because if you're really just coding a website by hand, you could probably agree, most people here, add-on creators, are learning to create add-ons. Sometimes it can be really hard to understand a new concept with computers, whether that be a programming language or oh, we actually found a rock echo. But whether that be a programming language or a format language, such as like JSON isn't really a language. It's what add-ons are written in, the JSON format. It's not really a language. It's more of a extension in a way, because JSON is just a form of JavaScript as far as I know. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But I know it's not a language, like it's not considered a language, but I don't know. You really would have, it really depends on personal preference. If you want to consider it a language, um, then that's completely up to what knowledge you have with like programming and stuff like that. But besides that, it's kind of just it's just JSON. That's all it's referred as. That's as far as I've called it, is JSON files. But you know what? It is what it is. Oh, here we go. Some more hematite. If you guys don't know what we've been looking for this ore right here called hematite, to create the next stage of pickaxe, the hematite pickaxe. So we can actually start mining the better ores, and that's a witch. Nice. One of the coolest parts about the glowing grapes, actually, is not only can you get them from the ceilings of the caves, these amazing caves, by the way, but not only can you get them from the ceilings of the caves, you can also, how would vein miner add-on work? So basically, a vein miner add-on could work either using, so some people like to do it so when you're holding down crouch and mining of a whole vein of ores, but some people also like to do it where you're just mining the ores. So if you want to do it so it's just mining the ores, that would either use, I'm trying to figure out, that would either use events. Okay, so that would use the animation controller. So say you want to make it so when you crouch, that it gives you like the vein mine of ore, like all the veins of the ore's mine. That would use functions. So you would create a function, and a function is just a bunch of commands, by the way, in one file, just compressed down to one. So say you want to do a bunch of commands at once, that's what it would do. But what people would do is it would basically be slash fill. So when you mine it, it would execute this command. It would be slash fill from, I forgot what it's called, tilde, 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 and then tilde, however many out. So say tilde 10 forward, or yeah, tilde 10 forward, tilde maybe 5 upwards, and then tilde 10 backwards as well. So basically, then you do air 0, destroy, so that would destroy the block like you're mining it with a pickaxe, and then it would be destroy whatever ore. So say it's diamond ore, it would be diamond underscore ore. So it's kind of just a command that gets executed, and like I said, I'll do a whole animation controller video soon. So don't worry if you're confused on animation controllers. Um, then I recommend that you wait on that video. I'm actually going to, in the meantime, if anybody's interested in more about add-ons that I don't explain, if you do want to know more about animation controllers stuff, you can go here to that website as well. It's called wiki.bedrock.dev. And that wiki sort of explains things about everything from animation controllers to entities to whatever. So if you guys are interested, go, if you look at the chat, I just posted wiki.bedrock.dev, and you can go there and learn more about it definitely does help. And welcome to the new viewers that are joining in. I see that we're sort of going up and down. If I recommend you stay, you can ask me any add-on questions you have, or any questions that you have about cave enhancements, or any other questions about add-ons. Feel free to say hello in chat. We're just kind of playing and messing around here. This sort of purpose of the stream is to play and answer the community's questions. So it's like a chill type stream, sort of late at night. If you guys are just getting new to add-on creation, you can ask any questions you have. No question is a dumb question, and I'm always available to help. But yeah, that site definitely does help. That wiki.bedrock.dev. And you can also join the Bedrock Add-ons Discord, which is an amazing Discord server that has helped me out personally so many times. I can't tell you how many times it's actually helped us out during development, and how many times it's helped me out for pretty much everything. I mean, that's how I learned how to create mobs. I mean, I didn't know how to create mobs until I went on that website and I read their documentations, and I sort of understood um, what I mean, what their example, that what they were using. It really, really does help. So I recommend going to wiki.bedrock.dev. They can tell you everything you need to know. Here we go. I should be able to create a hematite pickaxe. Perfect. And now I should be able to create a hematite battle axe, which you can see how overpowered that is and how unfair um, it actually is. So I'm kind of considering switching that to a more fair level of a more fair level of damage. Sorry, I'm just trying to focus and live stream at the same time. I don't know how everyone else does it. You know, you always get these streamers who sit there and, you know, they try to stay focused on one topic while playing a game. I don't know how they do it. If I'm being honest, if you guys ever get into streaming and whatnot, I really do recommend it. It's a lot of fun, but it can be hard, you know, trying to sit here and um, talk and have a conversation with your viewers. But I do recommend it. It's fun. It's definitely a way to interact with the people that who really need help. And that skeleton just shot me. Ooh, here we go. Perfect. Alright, I would go back to my little base camp that I set up, but I think I mined everything. But in case you guys don't know what my add-on is, if you're new and you've never heard of Cave Enhancements before, Cave Enhancements is my add-on that I've created with a few other people as well. Recently, actually, I've started to form a development team for it. But Cave Enhancements adds over 50 new ores, completely new cave generation, cave biomes, everything new to the cave. So pretty much 300 new weapons, a bunch of new items, a bunch of new everything. If you do want to download it or join our Discord server, go to the chat, or go on any internet browser, whether it be on your phone or your, Xbox or whatever you're using, and search up https ://cave-enhancements.com, and you can find the download there, or you can go on MCPEDL and find it there, or you could join our Discord server, which is in the link below. I should definitely link up the downloads for Cave Enhancements whenever I do these streams. But I think I am going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to start I'm trying to think. I think I want to start a proper home, because living in the caves is kind of what Cave Enhancements is like. And if you don't like to live in the caves, then it can be pretty addicting to sit down here and mine for a certain amount of time. It's one of my favorite features of Cave Enhancements. And if you're making a cave add-on, make sure you have that balance. Like I said, I add 50 ores to the game, but I kept the balance by having, massive cave generation. So instead of people having these normal caves cluttered up with ores, that you have these massive outer caves, like, more open caves, cluttered, less cluttered because it has more space in it. And if you guys do want me to do a video on how I actually made the cave generation, because it's actually really, really simple if you understand how ores work and you understand how, making stuff like that works. It really is simple, because pretty much the cave generation is making ores. Like when you're making an ore, it's placing down, the ore block. So basically, the block that it's placing down is air. So it's just placing down like almost like a vein of air that you mine, or not you that you mine. It's basically placing a vein of air that you can explore. So it's kind of hard to explain without having visual representation. I'm going to die if I jump down there. Perfect. Okay. Ooh. Okay, here we go. I think we can do it. So we're actually in the desert caves right now. These caves are actually the most stable version of, like, sort of cave biome. And one of the reasons, because, ooh, I actually see a crystal cave down there, but one of the reasons is because this is actually the first cave biome that I created and mastered in a way, because this is what made me learn, how to do cave biomes and stuff. So I figured, why not start off with the desert? And the desert I did a lot of testing in it, because this is where I learned to create, um, cave biomes and stuff, so it's really, really fun to explore the desert caves. And this is a crystal cave, in case you guys didn't know. It looks really amazing. This is an example of structures. My next video will be structures. So this is kind of what a structure would look like. You could create a structure this huge if you wanted to. Um, but I think it's really, really awesome to have these master structures. Ooh, two golden apples here. So all the loot down here is actually randomized. This structure is actually specifically created with a program called FRG Pro. I'm not going to be going over that in the video, though, I'm actually not going to take that. I'm not going to be going over that, though, in the video for structures, just because not a lot of people actually are going to pay, like $3 or whatever it is for a program. They'd rather just do it themselves, much easier. So that's probably what I'm going to do, and I do know how to do it either way, but I prefer using the FRG Pro, which is called Feature Rule Generator Pro, because it's so much better for just quick structure creation. But if you don't like to spend money on add-on, or if you're just getting into add-ons and you don't think that you'll really like it yet, then I don't recommend buying anything yet, because it really depends on if you're really getting into it, like I was, because I still am. But if you're like still really getting into it and you're still really interested in add-ons in general, then I recommend, looking into it. Because I'm not gonna say go around and buy every single program, but if you know what you're going to be creating, like if you're creating, if you've tried, so hard, and we actually came across Sword and Stone, and I'll go over this in just a minute, but if you tried, you know what I mean, so hard to create a biome, and you could never get the biome to work, and you saw a program that created biomes for you for like $1, maybe, and you were like, okay, well, I've tried over the past month to create biomes, and I haven't gotten it one bit. What I'd say is, maybe you could spend the dollar, and eventually you can actually earn it back. I don't recommend being that one person who uses the virus ad sites, but a lot of people, when they launch their add-ons, they like to earn some sort of money from their creation. If you want to put an ad link on your creation, don't use Linkvertise, and if you do, it can cause a lot of viruses. Use sites. I do recommend AdFly can't. What the heck? Oh wow. Okay, that sucks. AdFly can be interesting sometimes, and other sites can be as well. But I do recommend it if you're making a solid add-on that you know will be popular. But also maybe just make it optional. Like in Cave Enhancements, it's optional. If you want to support me, then you can. But if you don't want to support me, then you don't have to. Never force your people to pay or to go through ads. But we actually came across the Broken Lost Hero sword. So basically, in Cave Enhancements, you can find a sword and stone. Once you pull, you actually get a proper Lost Hero sword. But sadly, we actually broke the sword and stone, so I got the broken one. This will do nothing at all. It's just kind of for cosmetic, because I never figured anyone would break it. If you want to know what this broken sword forged in the, it's kind of a glitch tag that I was messing around with, so just ignore that. Terraria reference. Terraria, I was inspired. Definitely a Terraria inspired thing for sure. It's not a reference, but it's definitely inspired. I mean, I definitely, because I figured, you know what, Terraria's got the swords, they got the enchanted sword, and they have, I forgot what the other one's called, I forgot what the other one was called, but they've got those swords as well, and it's definitely a awesome sort of reference. And there's another reference that I did put to Superman. So as we know, if you don't know what Superman is, then I recommend looking it up. But obviously, he was born on the planet called Krypton, and basically, I put a sort of in the end, you can find kryptonite, and it's sort of like a really fun sort of Easter egg there. But when people eat the apple created by the kryptonite ore, they actually get a message that pops up that I don't think anyone's ever noticed because no one's ever mined it. That's how rare the ore is. But you actually get a message saying, if you eat this apple, if you survive this amount of seconds with, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like instant harming or whatever. But basically, if you survive this amount of seconds, then you get superpowers for, I mean, the rest of the time that you're alive in the game. And it's really, really fun to mess around with because it's like, well, now I have superpowers. Okay. But I really do hope everyone's enjoying, and I'm not, I hope you guys aren't, getting bored by me sitting here rambling. It's kind of one of the perks of getting used to like YouTube and public streaming in a way because it's like, well, you got to keep it entertaining. I mean, it probably wouldn't be entertaining if I sat here and was just quiet. But anyway, anyways, I do have keep inventory on just because this is just for a stream. It's not like I'm going to be streaming this again. I think my next stream will actually be in Bridge. But we just died there right when I was about to go explore what was called Rocky Dirt. I apologize for that. But anyways, while I mine these roots, I'm going to say, if anyone's new here to the stream, feel free to subscribe if you want to. I'm not going to force you to. I'm not going to be those YouTubers who have to bother you every 5 minutes in the video, or, that YouTuber has to stop the whole video to say, don't forget to subscribe, because I know you guys didn't forget to subscribe, obviously, or forget to like. It doesn't really matter to me. I would never force you guys to do so, but it would really help me out. Because I know you guys actually care about add-ons and stuff, instead of just, just hopping in, or you've, know me. I'm not gonna say, that kind of sounds bad, know that you actually guys care, because I know you guys care. It's kind of hard to explain, when it comes down to stuff like that, because YouTubers, I obviously have so much respect for them, but a lot of them, don't treat their fans with respect. A lot of people look at their fans when they, say a YouTuber has 1 million subscribers, right? And I'm not going to say all YouTubers are like this, but some of them think of 1 million as, a lot of people love it, and I respect those people who do, but a lot of people will say, thank you guys. They don't truly, I feel like they don't truly, oh, hey, Chikorita lover, or, I've never really, figured out how to pronounce your name. I did speak with Gecko Caretaker. I spoke with him a lot on a voice call. Is it Chikorita or Chikorita or something else? 'Cause I know it's from the Pokemon, but I never really I also know it came it's for. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It completely does. And it's actually I've been getting into a lot of HTML and stuff. I've been learning about it. And I have learned about it a lot. Me and Raya Rama actually have been talking about it lately. So I did kind of figure it out, and I was like, you know what? Let's launch a website. The second pronunciation, so that would be Chikorita or Chikorita. So you'd say first for, okay, you could say first for Chikorita, and first for Ursa, and second for Chikorita. Okay. But in a second. Okay, so that'll be Chikorita. Okay. But anyways, speaking of which, I actually have shown a few of Stickman's Legend is an awesome game, by the way. If you guys don't know what Stickman's Legend is, if you guys have no idea, it's actually a really awesome game created by Chikorita Lover on Scratch. I do recommend it. Search it up. It's really, really awesome. I played a lot of it recently, and I did actually show a few of my friends it. It's a really fun game. It's a really simple game, and I can show I can actually appreciate all the work that you put into it. But anyways, we did actually find an interesting ravine here. Um, I'm not actually going to explore it because I do want to make a house, but I'm just going to go over this sort of lake or river, and I will actually, I think maybe I'll live on that island. Yeah, I'll be a island dweller. Yeah, no problem, Chikorita. I feel like I feel like a lot of people who create games and stuff, especially sort of like indie games or scratch games or games like, even add-ons out there. There's a few add-ons that I've seen. I forgot the name of it, but there's one that added like a thirst bar and like a bunch of other cool things to survival, and they never really got, the attention that they needed. There's a lot of smaller developers and stuff who don't really get that true support, and I feel like they should because there's a lot of people who truly work hard on things. I hate it when I see an add-on developer who has worked hours, days of time into their add-on. And I don't mean just a few days of just like, not, I'm talking about like time constant. Like, it's like say 1 day of time is 24 hours. So that would mean that they've spent 24 hours in all developing. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. There's no point in me explaining this, but um, there's a lot of people who spend a lot of time like that on add-ons and they don't get the support they deserve, or they don't get the attention. So it's really a lot of fun um, trying to support these people. It really can be. But we're gonna make a house on this island, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm surprised. What's really, really strange with cave enhancements, and when we do these streams, we get a lot of instances where it's like, we should make a network of sharing one another's add-ons and development works in a server, at least in a appreciation group or something. Yeah, I do want to, at some point in time, make some sort of Discord server or some sort of website-like thing that supports and shouts out a lot of those smaller add-ons that don't get the support that they need. And even like just small games and stuff as well, because there's a lot of, people like that who like grows off of that. Like if you look at Among Us, I've heard they have a very small development team, a few people, and they, I mean, from YouTube videos and from just the popularity and stuff, they grew so much over time, and it's like stuff like that really does help. So yeah, I definitely think that we should do that sometime. I really do want to accomplish that once obviously, once I get some free time, because I've been doing a lot of interesting things lately that require a lot of my attention. But we're gonna try to mine all these oak trees here and just leave the birch ones and see how that turns out. But if it doesn't turn out good, then I will just get rid of the birch trees as well. A lot of people actually, when they play Minecraft, they prefer a certain wood. Honestly, I don't really prefer a certain wood, um, but I do think oak is the best wood. So I kind of do prefer wood, but I mean, like if birch is there and like oak, I is like the tree that's like five say that there's a birch tree like a block in front of me and an oak tree like 10 blocks in front of me, I'd rather just go for the birch tree. I mean, because it really doesn't matter on preference in my opinion, because they both do pretty much the same thing. I guess it depends on if you're building or crafting. I usually prefer spruce, but if I can't, yeah, I see what you mean there. Like if you're building, then you probably prefer a different wood than when you're actually crafting. But there's some people who only go for some specific um, like wood. Like there's some people who when they only craft, they only use birch wood because maybe they're trying to save the oak trees for building. But then there's some people when they You know, I mean, there's some people who use like only birch for crafting and building. I don't know, I don't see why, but I have met a few people at times who are like, okay, I only use birch wood for crafting and building, and I guess I can understand it, but not really, because it's like, use oak for building. Yeah, see, it really depends on what I can understand when it comes down to, when it comes down to like using different woods for like building and crafting. But when it comes down to like using the same wood, like I only use jungle for crafting and building. I mean that's way too crazy because the chances of spawning in a jungle biome is like one in however many biomes there are in the game. And of course there's the sub biomes like the hills and stuff, like the sunflower hills and whatnot. So there's a lot of biomes in the game. I am actually considering doing a biome tutorial video, but I'm still kind of learning to understand biomes because biomes can be really confusing if you don't understand like the climate and tags and whatnot. Because once you understand climates and the tags and all that kind of stuff, it really can, it really can be hard if you don't understand that. Yeah, jungle wood is really cool too. Yeah, jungle wood is a really awesome wood if you can get that sort of vibe of like the jungle. Like if you build a jungle wood house on top of a jungle tree and make some really cool tree house, it can be really really awesome. You know what I mean? Because you don't want you don't want to be using like birch wood in the jungle. I mean you can, but would it really be ideal? For the top choice. I have made biomes before at one point. Yeah, biomes, they really all depend on experience. If you guys are new to add-ons, you'll notice that over time, this is with everything, over time things get better. A lot of people say practice. Practice is, of course, one of the best things, and that is the truth, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, when they say practice, I've personally from experience, I've always thought, what do you mean practice? I mean, obviously I will, but, sometimes you just get lazy and you're like, I don't want to practice. And you kind of just go with the flow, you know what I mean, when you're making add-ons, instead of, I've known very little people who say, okay, I'm gonna learn how to create items, I'm just gonna create the same item 5 times to memorize the item's format. People usually just go with the flow. Also, that reminds me, my friend made a house on top of a large jungle tree with jungle wood. Yeah, I have actually back a few years back, me and a couple friends, we did a sort of jungle tree world where it was like we built on top of jungle trees and stuff, and we had bridges. It was really awesome. Jungle tree building can be awesome. It's one of the reasons why I love the jungle, but at the same time I don't like it because the jungle is like one of those biomes that has that feeling of difference to it. Because in Minecraft, some biomes have difference, but sometimes they just feel the same. Like, a plains biome and an ice plains biome, what's different about that is there's snow, but you don't get, like, do you feel that different vibe, or is it just, okay, now there's snow here? you know, so it really depends on personal preference there. Yeah, some of my friends have made a bunch of bridges about, yeah, it really can be fun, and I'm about to die, so, well, I'm not about to die. Hi, I'm a new viewer, and your items doesn't, I appreciate it, thank you so much, Brocraft Man. I appreciate the support on that side. I hope, if you want to continue watching, feel free to. We're just kind of building a house. We were in the caves for a little bit. One of the key parts about cave enhancements and a lot of other ore add-ons and whatnot, and, add-ons that add things to the underground is you're obsessed with staying in the underground. You really forget about the surface. You're like, oh man, I was supposed to, I should not be mining sand with a axe, but you know what? I will. But, there's a lot of people who, when they play underground add-ons, they're obsessed with staying in the underground. That's one of the key parts is you have to remember, I mean, same thing with Java mods or anything that adds anything, to the underground. You have to remember stay on the surface, because once you keep that balance, that's what keeps the fun. I mean, the fun about Minecraft is, dying, because you may think, what do you mean the fun is dying? That's true. When you die, it does lose motivation, but when you get even better than you were after you died, like getting that gear, meaning reacquiring that diamond that you thought you lost forever, that gives you the confidence to sort of keep playing the game. You know what I mean? It's like, it's sort of the same thing with a lot of other things. Um, but yeah, it's one of the coolest parts about Minecraft. I don't know why I'm kind of going all like motivational speaker here, but you know what? I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like it. I'm gonna place some coal there, and I'm just gonna go under here. We're gonna see what kelp we can mine. Welcome to any new viewers here. I hope you appreciate the stream. We're just having some fun right now. I wish I could actually double tap to swim, but I don't even think you can swim when you're low on food. We're just gonna literally collect these few bits of kelp, and then we're gonna swim. Can I make it? That's the question. Okay, here we go. I think I'll make it. I think I'll make it. I think I'll make it. Yes, okay, here we go. Awesome. Okay, so we're just gonna collect this kelp. Is the text in the top part of the add-on? What do you mean is the text in the top part of the add-on? Do you mean like at the top right where it says cave enhancement? It is a part of the add-on. Yes, it is. I do want to make a version that doesn't have that. The only reason why we have it is so it's, the credit is deserved, because a lot of people out there, when they create add-ons, they obviously credit themselves or something. It's just because there's a lot of my add-on cave enhancements has been posted 50 times across 50 different websites and different people who steal, because there's a lot of websites out there. Never do. If you're ever going to create a website that has add-ons in it, don't create a website that steals other people's add-ons from like MCPEDL or something, because there's so many websites that make money off of your creations and off of your things you've worked so hard on, and it really does ruin, your experience. Because why is this website making money off of your creation? Like, what if your creation doesn't even require people, people to go through ads or anything? There's no reason for that. It's so messed up and so just, it's so looked down upon, the add-on community. Yeah, yeah, me too. I could literally, if you guys searched up Cave Enhancements add-on right now on Google, you'll probably get the MCPEDL page and a bunch of other pages that have stolen from us. Maybe the website, I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely pretty sad. But at the same time, it's like, I can see why someone would do it, for money. But if you really need money that bad, then I don't know. I don't know how many people would like that. I don't know. Like, could you imagine being, being the person who created a website like that? Um, because people who create a website like that, what are they supposed to say? I steal other people's add-ons for my own money. That's just, I don't know. That's not a good line. That's a good point. I think you should keep. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I might go down and make some sort of mine to get some coal. But one of the coolest parts about cave enhancements is that, back in the day, Chikorita Lover actually is one of our first testers, if not the first public tester of cave enhancements. And he remembers back in the day, he or she, they remember back in the day when cave enhancements used to have a glitch where there would be pockets of water or pockets of air in the water, and it would glitch out your game because cave generation uses, places air blocks similar to how ore is placed. And it places air blocks, and before it just placed it everywhere, but now it depends on so if you go underwater, you won't actually see that air pockets. It has to do with biome tags and stuff. Might depend on device, but I think the credits tag is a nice touch. Yeah, it definitely is. It isn't too distracting. A lot of people like to put it on the bottom right as well. It's either bottom right, bottom left, or bottom or top right. But yeah, it's really a nice touch. It's used with something called the debug screen. Ocean has new. Yeah, oceans do have, I'm pretty sure, yeah, they did update the ocean caves all the way back in, I don't even know what the version was called where they updated it, because I know, pretty sure it was 1.13 when they did the aquatic update. I'm actually going to fix this roofing, because this just looks like some sort of, or not brick, some log cabin hanging out on the beach, which is not what I wanted it to look like, so I'm just going to put some stairs. I'm not going to use cobblestone stairs, but I will use oak stairs, and I will place them across the top here. And if anyone's joining in or leaving or whatever, I hope you guys are having a good night here tonight, or good morning, or whatever. I didn't realize there was Kevin Hansen again fan. So about that, there a long time ago, I was going to make one, back when I was starting off on the Cave Enhancements wiki. I was going to make one, but then I decided on GitHub. But before that, I deleted the main page because there was nothing on it, besides like some text maybe. But I just deleted that recently, and I don't know how to delete the main like project or like the main wiki page. I was gonna search that up actually, but I never actually got to figure that out, and I think I will here soon actually. But yeah, the main wiki is being moved over to the website because it's so much better on the official website. There are better heroes, yeah. You should probably contact. Yeah, I will, because I don't want to have that just random, wiki there, because that kind of just, ruins their website, fandom. Because that kind of just adds extra space there, and why have some useless wiki page? But yeah, the main wiki is going to be moved to the website. Right now, there's only one wiki page on the website right now. It's ores and pickaxes, which is the most popular one because, a lot of people want to know what ores do what, or what, what I mean? And there's a whole chart on there. That actually took me so long to make. But there's a whole chart on there that explains, this, what ore does what, where you can find it, and it's really awesome, in my opinion. But I guess that's because I made it, right? Everyone's proud of their creations. Okay, well, we wait for this kelp to smelt here. That kind of sounds weird, smelting kelp. And you know what? I was about to say I never understood why they never made an official furnace for food, but they did, the smoker. I feel like the furnace was a bit of a strange option to cook food in. You would think that they should have made a sort of cooker or smoker from the beginning. But I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense why they didn't. If anybody has any questions or anything to ask in the chat, feel free to. Like I said, any new viewers, we're actually about to go back into the caves here, and we're going to explore for a little bit some more. I'm actually going to write down these coordinates in chat right now. So it's 588, 64, 648. So it's 588, and I already forgot it. See how simple that can be? I already forgot it. Okay, what was it again? 588, 648. Okay, thank you. I don't know why I said thank you. 588, 648. Was that right? 588, 640. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, like I said, anybody who's joining in or leaving, I noticed that we're kind of gaining and lowering in viewers, which is perfectly fine. Like I said, many, many times, actually multiple times during the stream, I would never force you to stay or leave. There's a lot of there's a lot of streamers who say, hey, you need to stay here. They're not like, forcing you to stay here, but they're like, hey, you need to stay. There's something coming up soon. You know what I mean? The whole point of, being a streamer is you shouldn't really force the viewers to do anything. Because if you force viewers to, talk and chat, or if you force viewers to sit here and watch for hours, it's not really that fun at that point. It's like, well, the viewers get to pick how long they watch. That's why they're called a viewer. They view whenever they want to. If you want to come and go, then come and go. It's like, it is how it is. There's a lot of YouTubers out there who they don't try to force their viewers to do things. They just try to make it more captivating whenever they see a new viewer pop in. Like, say, you're a really popular YouTube channel. You have like a million subscribers and your stream is like 10,000 viewers, and all of a sudden 10,000 more viewers join. You would try to make them stay, by making something like captivating happen, like, oh my god, my house just exploded. I'm just using smoker, yeah. I think I do want to make a smoker though. What's kind of funny is I'm still used to back when the smoker didn't exist. Look at that sunrise. That's amazing. I would screenshot it, but Minecraft sunrises are always just beautiful in a way. And I actually think it's really interesting, um, sunrises, because you may think, oh, it's just a cube with a yellow cube in the sky. I mean, yeah, but it's still nice, it's got that effect to it. Um, I'm viewing and stream, not a game. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I really I really just want to get this smelted here so we can get going, because it's kind of just me sitting here walking around eating kelp, which, is kind of interesting. A lot of streamers, when you look at big streamers, and I can understand this, but a lot of them don't really focus on questions in the chat. Like, if you're someone who's like a huge streamer, like PewDiePie or something, and you're filming, I've seen that he's been streaming Minecraft, and his streams are always full of like, and when I mean full of, viewers, they always answer, ask questions. I can understand that. But EX Drill, welcome, man. I really appreciate you dropping by. In case you guys didn't know, EX Drill is actually the newest artist and or developer for Cave Enhancements, and he's done an amazing job there. I mean, he's literally retextured pretty much everything. See this hematite ingot right here? He has retextured it for us, and it's been absolutely awesome to have you here, Extra. I've been waiting to tell you that, but it's been absolutely awesome having you here on the development team. I really appreciate everything you've been doing for us. Um, but anyways, back to what I was saying. You have these giant streamers, right? And they stream, and they're like, I mean, people in chat are always, asking questions, and I can understand how it gets overwhelming and why you would only want to answer questions from like a super chat. Um, but one of my favorite reasons why I love smaller streams is because they always answer the chat. Well, most of them do. They're always like, "Hey, how you doing?" or stuff like that because it's like it's very it's fun, because that's when a lot of viewers like that, how you can actually get your questions answered and you can actually get it from the person itself, what I mean? Because I made a lot of tutorial videos out there, and a lot of people want to ask questions about them, and they really don't get the option to in the comments because I actually don't know why I asked, why I don't really answer questions in comments. Hello YBJ. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if you're new or not because you may go under a different name. Yeah, I think your add-on is best and awesome too. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And if anyone wants to download it or join the Discord in the description below, we're just waiting on 8 more kelp here. Watch your streams and enjoy them. Yeah, I hope you did, man. I hope you did. I appreciate you watching them. This is actually one of my favorite streams that I've done before, if not my favorite stream, because we have a lot of chat activity and a lot of just, fun things going on. It's like the golden age before stormy chat spam. Yeah, yeah, for sure. You get those, the chill streams. You know what I mean? The ones that are like, the OG streams where you get these, I mean, a really fun experience. It kind of reminds me of Mixer. Back on Xbox when Mixer was still a thing, and I'm pretty sure when did that get removed? July. Yeah, I hope you are enjoying this stream, Brocraft. But anyways, back in July or whatever when Mixer got removed, I remember 3 years ago when Mixer was sort of just beginning. Back then it was called Beam or whatever, and Beam slash Mixer had these really small streamers on it, and one of them, his name was Wingsy, I'm pretty sure, and he used to always answer chat. He played games and stuff. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, um, I actually did. I think I did get talked to in my party once, and it was actually a lot of fun. So it's a lot of fun when you get to actually have some really fun streams and stuff. Because sometimes it's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay and hang out for a little while, answer questions, because you can really just get caught up in these streams. Because I never pictured myself back then as someone who would like to watch streams. Because streams can be cluttery, they're, sometimes active, but when you really get down to the core of a stream, it can be really, really fun to experience, like, actually having an active chat and stuff. So, yeah, it can be a lot of fun. It really does remind me, too, of, the good old days. I never been really into watching. Yeah, me neither. If I'm be honest, I've never been really into watching streams until I found one streamer. It's always one person that I, found. Like I said, back in, the Mixer slash Beam days, I've never really been into watching streams and stuff because it's like, well, there's no really, I'm not gonna say there's no point in it, but there's no really major, I mean, reason why. I'm actually gonna go find a sheep to kill so we can, um, collect the wool. Actually, it's probably better to make some shears. Because I kind of want to keep this house, so in case I die, we can actually stay here. But welcome to all the new viewers. We're going to be playing my add-on. Well, we're going to be. We already are playing the add-on. Once I can shear some sheep here, I can actually show you guys the caves and stuff. If you want to understand more about cave enhancements, I should actually... How do you edit Hicksbox? How do you edit Hicks? What am I trying to say here? How do you edit hitboxes? Because I asked in the Discord a couple days ago and they didn't seem to know. So hitboxes, if I'm correct, oh, there's actually cows here. But hitboxes, I forgot what the component name was called. I will find that though. If you stay just a little bit, longer, I'm pretty sure there's documentation somewhere. I apologize. I forgot what it was called. I'm pretty sure it's called the collision box. If I'm going to be honest with you, it's either collision box or collision something or another. But I'm pretty sure that's it for hitboxes and stuff. We're actually going to swim across this because I really don't want to make a boat, or we can just wait for sheep to spawn. But, you know what? I think I'm actually just going to go and mine some of that wood over there. Hitbox for entities box. Oh yeah, in case you guys also didn't know, in the abridged Discord server, obviously, Chikorita Lover is one of the moderators and one of the most active person, if not the most active person in the bridged Discord server. He does an amazing job there, and he answers so many questions per day, and it's definitely amazing how much help Chikorita Lover can be. But yeah, so. It's kind of funny though that Chikorita Lover actually gets the opportunity to answer questions on YouTube streams as well. It's kind of funny, answering add-on questions everywhere from the Bridge Discord to YouTube. And we actually found a shipwreck here. That's pretty awesome. Here we go. Hey, treasure map, and that's just about it that's in here, correct? I'm actually gonna go back up, or I'm going to die. Ooh, here we go. EX Drill, I'm so happy you're still here. I didn't even know if you left or not. I'm actually they're still easy, but it's harder than entities, yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's that retextured limestone, by the way, by EX Drill. Another EX Drill shout out there. Whoa! That is, if not the most cluttered chest I've ever seen from a shipwreck. Like, that is, I didn't even know shipwreck chests had that much opportunity for, like, randomness. I'm not even gonna search the rest of that, because I don't think I need poisonous potatoes. Um, I'm actually gonna make a boat, and we're gonna find this sunken treasure, and then we will find out more about the underground, I guess, because I kind of want to stay away from mining just for a minute here. But you can see actually from cave enhancements, the ocean specifically have ores underwater. There's prismarite, ocean stone, and fluorite, and all of those, I think I want to give it a new sort of concept to. Maybe something special like a new potion effect, or by new potion effect, I just mean just like something like you could put in a brewing stand. I don't know how to explain it. Make some doors for air pockets. Yeah, luckily, I'm not going back underwater, I don't think. How long do I stream? I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming. I'm just gonna keep going until it really, we really start to dip down. So like until we're at like, until we're at like a really boring until we're at a really boring point, or I'm just, ready to stop streaming, then I will stop streaming. But for now, I'm gonna be streaming for a little while, so you can feel free to stick around. And I don't know how long. I really don't. But feel free to stick around for a little bit, have some fun. I'm always here to answer any questions. Maybe I could help retexture some more words. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometime, yeah. Believe it or not, Chikorita Lover was the pretty much original person who helped out with a lot of the ore retextures. And believe it or not, your tutorial, Chikorita Lover, I'm not lying. Without your tutorial, because I just retextured a bunch of ores recently, your tutorial on it, it helped me out so much. Like I'm talking, like I would not know how to retexture any ores without that tutorial. When you make custom structures in, geez, can you make your own loot tables, or do you have to? So you can use randomized loot tables. Currently, the way that I use, obviously, my structure, the Crystal Cave, which uses randomized loot tables. I use Feature Rule Generator Pro, which has it automatically built in, but I think I do want to figure out how it was done. I will go over it in my structures video either today or tomorrow when it gets uploaded. But when I do upload it, I will try to touch on it. So yeah, I definitely think so it is possible. You can use your own add-ons. You can use your own loot tables if you wanted to, if you understood how it worked. But I'm still trying to figure out how the person who made that program, named Machine Builder, awesome person by the way. I'm going to equip those projectile protection 4 leather boots. I want to make a custom loot table for a joke mom coffee bean creeper. Yeah, if you wanted to create a loot table, if you don't know how loot tables work, they're really simple to learn. If you don't know, you can always check the vanilla ones. I know if you're using Bridge, they have them built in the templates. Coffee bean creeper, coffee. Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing the screenshot of that back when I first joined in the Discord. You were working on that coffee bean plant and whatnot. We're using entities for that. Because I don't know if at the time it was allowed if you could if you could do custom crops yet, and I don't think you could. I know how to do it without FRG, my friend. Yeah, I know how to do the structures without FRG, but I do know how to make I don't know how to do the loot tables. Yeah, you were using entities for coffee. I figured as much. Entities are actually really good for blocks sometimes. It really depends on what you're using them for. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to find that map. That's what I was doing. Okay, so we're gonna find this treasure. Okay, that's not too far. It's just kind of across the way here. I'm gonna make a boat as well, so we can make our way. I don't know why it's showing that I'm on. Oh, I was like, I don't know why it's showing that I'm on land, because the X looked kind of farther away. Let's see what loot we can get, and let's see if I can actually dig down in the right place. I'm gonna make a shovel. Here we go. What am I looking for? Crafting table. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Okay. Believe it or not, I'm gonna tell a little sort of backstory on my end. I actually, what the heck? I actually come from my main platform that I used to play on every single day was Xbox for the past many years. I played on Xbox. I'm a main Xbox player, so learning the PC, keyboard and mouse controls was so interesting for me to learn. It was like, well, what do I do? Because I've always, when you're learning a new controller, you always have to look down. You get a vanilla structure without a chest opening. Yeah, I remember once in a survival with a friend, we found a treasure chest that was near Ocean Monument. We couldn't get near the. Yeah, that must have been annoying. You go down, you're like, okay, we're about to reach it, and then you could barely mine the sand. That must have been terrible. Okay, here we go. So let's try to get exactly on top of it. Make sure. I wonder if only one day, when the day the add-on capabilities allow for custom maps like this, like could you imagine like an ore deposit or something with like an X, and when you dug down it was like full of ore, like some sort of like deposit? I don't like. I figure that concept would be awesome to make. Let's see if we got the right. I'm gonna dig down. I don't know how far down, but I don't think that they're this deep. Okay, that was unexpected. I'm not gonna lie, everyone. That was definitely unexpected. Well, here's the caves. If you're new to cave enhancements, here's what the caves look like. But I'm going to go back up because I don't want to die. And that was definitely pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, we spent several days trying to dig it up. But yeah, that's usually how these treasures work. They don't usually work as well as you think the system would, because you think, okay, Mojang, they added some nice a nice system for treasure chests and stuff, but I think the fun is actually learning how deep it is and like creating some sort of excavation site. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we can do. Okay, I don't think that they're this deep though. And if they are, then ooh, the custom pickaxes can mine sandstone. That's awesome. I did not actually know that the custom pickaxes would be able to mine sandstone, if I'm being completely honest. If you guys do want to see a custom pickaxe video, I think I will make one. And using custom tags, whoa. That's intense. Okay, here we go. Got him. I wish you could use blockbench for items on. Now, you can if you want to make 3D items. If you want to make a 3D item, and it's possible to make 3D items, you can use blockbench. Oh, I gotta head out now. I was looking forward to working on some. Yeah, no problem, Extra. I appreciate you dropping by. I really do. Oh, here we go. But I do appreciate you stopping by. That's interesting. So a chest. What I've realized is that when a like a sand or like when the falling block entity comes in contact with the tile entity, like say, I mean, gravel plus torch. And I think isn't a torch a tile entity? Like, isn't a torch? Because a tile entity is basically, in case you guys don't know, for people who don't know, a tile entity is basically like a chest or something. So basically it's a block, but at the same time it's an entity. So entities allow for like inventories and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what tile entities allow. So tile entities are actually something that's not possible right now, as far as I know. The closest thing we probably have to it is, because closest thing I probably have to it is like an item that places down like a block that when you place it down, you interact with it, it turns into an entity. I don't know how that's completely done. I know it's possible though. Um, Somehow I'm pretty sure it is. Like I don't know how though, because it's like I really had never had a use to look into tile entities. Because technically custom chests aren't possible in the sense of like having a custom amount of slots, because entities only allow for like like a hopper, like basically inventory size that already exists. So like whether that be chest, hopper, dispenser, whatever. And we do need food, which is not why I was looking in my inventory. One of the parts about streaming is that you kind of get distracted, and you're kind of wondering like where you should focus your attention on. Because it really depends. Do you want to focus your attention on, the stream, or do you want to focus your attention on the game? And it's kind of hard to do both at the same time, so you kind of forget what you're doing and you kind of go off track. Yeah. Oh yeah, I once excavated. Hold on, let me kill the spider. Yeah, I once excavated a whole beach looking for buried treasure and I eventually gave up after about 3 hours. 3 hours? And I was collecting sand in a desert about 100 blocks away. That must have sucked. That must suck sitting there for 3 hours, sitting there digging up like a whole beach, you know, and being like, okay, where's this buried treasure at? And then all of a sudden you realize that it was just you realized it was just waiting for you, just a few hundred blocks away or whatever. It's like that must, I can see why, but that's kind of one of the things that's interesting about Minecraft. It's like, well, you can't go back in time. You can't just go back in time and be like, okay, well, now I know where it is. Sort of like the learning experience in a way. It's sort of like the adventure in a way that makes it fun. It's like I don't know why I still have this map out. But the adventure of Minecraft is what makes it fun, and a lot of people like to make a lot of people have their own definition of what makes it fun, whether it be the infinite experiences with building, or whether it be the just the fun of survival. Because a lot of people when they search up best survival games, they don't expect Minecraft to be there, but it is one of the best survival games, because people don't look at Minecraft as a true survival game. They look at it as more like they look at it as more of like a sandbox, like, because it is a sandbox, but people look at more of I don't know how to explain it. They look at more of like just a creative game, that's just about building and just about, but they kind of forget about survival. It's like I get so unexpected when I search up best survival games for PC or Xbox, and they, Minecraft pops. I'm like, what do you mean? And I'm like, oh yeah, well, that kind of is true because Minecraft is, a survival game. Um, I feel like they do focus a lot more. I feel like survival is actually the main mode, over creative. It really depends. What do you guys think? Do you guys think they focus more on survival or creative? Do you think they focus more on survival or creative? Because I definitely think they focus more on survival because they try to focus more on adding features acceptable. I feel like they've stopped focusing on creative as much. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I honestly hope that it's a good thing because creative has gotten their fair share of updates. But at the same time, creative is always supposed to be as simple, because if they completely updated creative, right, to make it more complicated than it's supposed to be, then it really wouldn't be fun, because then you come up and you have creative mode, and then it's like, that is a giant sword. But, you have creative mode, and it's like, well, you have this basic UI that everyone can understand. It's not like some complicated UI that's got some crazy. I don't know if this is better, so I'm just going to assume it is, and I'm just gonna keep that though. But I feel like the simplicity of the UI is what makes it good, cause like everyone can understand it. They've been focusing on modding, I think, since they've been trying to FK. Yeah, for sure. They've been focusing more on the add-on capabilities a lot. I'm pretty sure they have their own separate add-on team. I think. I don't know. That basically works on adding more add-on features and just, because add-ons were made for the marketplace, and I think now they're trying to focus as well as sort of the external creators like us. I'm actually gonna, I don't know. If it comes down to it, I will eat this golden apple. But, I think they're trying to focus more on some external creators now why don't you give the custom weapons a Minecraft weapon, I believe. So it does. A few of them do. It's kind of complicated because like half the weapons were made before that component existed, and the other half was made when it did. So it's like I'm about to add like parity with that in a minute. By a minute, I mean more like the next update because it's definitely something that gets in the way and stops people from being able to combine this with other add-ons. And it's like, well, it really stops the full capability. So I will be upgrading pretty much all the um, weapons that were made before 1.16.100, and I will push that to work with everything else. Okay, here we go. Our second time we've come across a sword and a stone. So the sword and a stone is, if I can explain it properly this time, before we got this, and ignore the giant lore tag. We're just going to ignore that yet. But the sword and stone, when interacted with, you'll get this sword here that has a chance of actually striking lightning. This has to do with an upcoming update, some great deep or something, whatever people are talking about. Uh, but this supposed great deep place, I'm not going to confirm it's real, if it's real or fake, but it does hold some sort of sword that, when used, can have a chance of striking lightning on your opponent. I'm not going to confirm where it's actually from, because you're gonna have to wait on that. So, anyways, if I interact with the sword and stone, it'll drop the sword in a very weird way, and I don't know why it does that. But when it does drop on the ground, you get the sword here, and it has a chance of striking your opponent with lightning. So it plays an effect there, and that effect was actually, I believe, that was actually recommended by Chikorita Lover, and I have to fix that generation. I think I will eat this golden apple. If I'm at 1.5 left, and I can't find any glowing grapes, which I see a glowing grape bush now, but I don't know if I have any building blocks. Oops. But if we can find some mobs here, which someone did recommend. What is going on here? This water's like pushing me down. Okay. I think what I also want to do is, I'm going to speak something that I haven't spoken with publicly. So if anyone's a fan of cave enhancements, people who have actually played it, and I haven't really spoken much about this on Discord too much because I try to keep some things secretive and some things less secretive. But a future cave enhancements update will be coming out soon before our next major update, which is called 1.6. Before 1.6, we're going to launch a new mode. So one of our modes was called Light, and Light was basically mobile sport. I'm gonna eat this golden apple. I apologize for anyone that's like, you know, sort of cringing by the fact of that, but you know what? I gotta do what I gotta do to survive. But basically, we're gonna introduce a new mode here soon called Exploration Mode. And Exploration Mode is meant for the sort of higher end to like more medium end computers or consoles. So maybe Xbox Series X level, or Xbox Series S slash um, X. But basically, um, this exploration mode would have much bigger caves. And when I mean much bigger caves, I mean like I did show off the exploration caves, and the exploration caves are like much more heightened caves. They're much more fun to explore. This exploration mode will also be included. It'll add more mobs not more mobs, not yet at least. Um, but it'll add more mobs that spawn in down here. What I mean by that is like mob spawn rate, like creepers and stuff, will actually be increased down in the cave. So people who explore will have more of a challenge by having more mobs spawn. So if you have it on like hard mode, then you'll have like 50 mobs spawning in. But another thing that will be added is a lot less crystal generation and stuff. So basically, not a lot less. Did I say a lot less? But what I meant to say is a lot more crystal generations. There'll be more types of crystals, purple crystals, yellow crystals, bunch of stuff like that will also be included in this sort of exploration mode pack type thing. So it'll be a really, really fun pack, but it will be coming out within the next month or so. Obviously, we're gonna try to push out 1.6 by the beginning or the end of February, or by the beginning of March or the end to medium of February. I think the end needs a major update. It's been really boring for the past 6 years. Yeah, so basically in cave enhancements, in case you didn't know, which I'm trying to do something right now, but in case you didn't know, the end was added. I actually added. I'm gonna try to use this here. So, but there's actually 10 ores. Oh, there we go. We got it. Okay, I'm about to die. I'm about to die. I'm about to die. I'm about to die. There we go. Did you notice that when you don't get the lightning hit, it says sparks come from the sword? I'm actually gonna eat this golden apple. I don't know like what. I need to heal up. But basically, sparks come from the sword is basically like a little like basically there's a chance, and it's one of my favorite parts because I'm pretty sure this is the only sword I've ever seen throughout add-ons that has a chance of doing something, like a chance of striking lightning or a chance of doing, you know, I mean, a specific action. And then obviously if it doesn't, it'll say sparks come from the sword, and then it will also play a little sound effect. Welcome to the people that are joining in. And oh yeah, the end caves. The end caves are very. We also just recently added nether caves as well. Um, but ooh, ruby, awesome. Okay, here we go. But the end caves. So basically in cave enhancements, in the end you can find end caves, which obviously hold the 10 new ores found in the end, and there's also ores on the surface. I kind of like the idea of ores being on the surface of the end. I think everyone has throughout the history of modding and add-on creating. If you look through, you'll see like all the, you know, add-ons or mods, depending on what you're, you know, playing in Java or Bedrock. Um, you know, they like to add new, you know, ores to the end, and you notice that they're on the surface of the end, and that's one of the coolest parts, because the end almost feels like an asteroid, you know, it feels like a... Oh, man. That was the worst way to die. That was the worst way to die. So basically, before I respawn, what happened right now is I just died. So anyone who's joining in, I just died. I do have keep inventory on. Don't say I'm a cheater because technically, well, I am, but technically, this is only for stream purposes and for entertainment and informative about cave enhancements. But anyways, what happened was I mined. There was a piece of gravel under me. I think that wasn't like that covered some lava. So when I went to mine that gravel piece, the lava basically the gravel fell, lava came over, but water also came over. So it turned into obsidian while I was swimming in that lava, and the obsidian made me suffocate while I was in lava. It's really, really bad. Okay, well we're back. Um, the good news is we can shear some sheep. The bad news is we have to either create a new home or continue to go mining. But I think that the next time that I die, depending on how long we're streaming for, I will actually end the stream. Not right now, not soon. But if we do die and we, you know, the stream's been going for a little bit, I will end the stream. But for now, we're just gonna hang out and have some fun still. It's still a lot of fun. Messing around and having fun with you guys. If anyone has any add-on questions, Chikorita Lover is here, and I am here, you know what I mean? Um, mainly me. I don't want to put any more pressure on Chikorita Lover. But if you guys have any add-on questions, feel free to ask. I'm pretty experienced with most things, you know, the most basic things. 'Cause a lot of people, when they're starting off with add-ons, you know, I mean, they watch some of my videos and they say, you know what, you know, I mean, I'm confused about this specific part of the add-on. I still wonder when Minecraft is going to fix the floating sand and gravel in generation. Yeah, that's definitely something that I don't know if that might have been an intended purpose though when you think about it. Did they want people to fix, you know, or did they want people to actually, because they have that particle effect that goes under them, you know what I mean, like gravel and stuff. So I don't know, maybe that's purposely a thing. You know, maybe it warns players like, hey, you know what I mean, there's gravel up here. You know, so it's sort of like a sensitive thing. But maybe it actually is a purpose, you know, it has a purpose to it. I never really knew if that was a glitch. Yeah, I don't know if it's, I don't know if I would consider it a good addition or a bad one, but it's definitely a smart, you know, addition, um, for sure. But as we explore through the savannah, like I said, feel free, anyone who's out there, if you are new to add-ons and you are new to my channel and you did, you know, decide to say, hey, what the heck, Ward posted a video, and then, you know, you got the notification saying Warhead streaming, or you just got on YouTube and you saw this recommended because you've been previously subscribed, feel free to check out any videos. Like if you don't know how to do, if you're new to add-ons, check out my channel. There's a lot of other videos out there that goes over custom food, armor blocks, anything like that. Some of them are outdated, but most of them are still kind of, you can get the gist of it. The worst part is you can't see. Yeah, 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 definitely. That's what just happened there. Yeah, and you probably, yeah, you saw us from your recommendations, probably because what YouTube likes to do is they like to take any channels you're subscribed to, and they like to push the live streams on the top of the recommended. Um, like obviously I'm subscribed to PewDiePie, obviously, which a lot of people are, and when he goes live, I mean, I just I don't get the notification for it, but I look on my recommended, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, he posted a video. Or he's live streaming, not posted a video. Oh, he's live streaming. That's interesting. And then, that's how they, you know, it's just how it is. Um, obviously, I'm getting attacked by like 50 things right now, so it's kind of hard to focus on different things. But I do appreciate everyone who's joining in. I never really got the chance to say this, but I do appreciate every single person who's joining in, whether you're new to add-ons or old. Or you're just here to say hi because you've known me from previous places, or you're just joining in now. And if you are, then feel free to stay around. But I do appreciate everyone who joins in, obviously, and I do appreciate talking to you guys in the chat. It really makes me understand what content I should be posting and what I should be understanding. I mean, 'cause it's really nice to understand the personalities and, I mean, just the different sort of people out there. Hey, hey, how you doing? Um, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Hezuri? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the name. I apologize. You used to be that if you streamed, you would be like 20 times. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just how streaming works. A lot of YouTubers don't stream at all. I like to stream because it helps me understand. It helps me meet a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because usually it's just me sitting there, doing add-ons alone. Sometimes, of course, I'm working with. If I'm doing cave enhancements, I'm working with the cave enhancements team. But usually if I'm just doing like solo stuff like the website and stuff, it's usually just me sitting here kind of alone, so it kind of helps that loneliness. And you know what? It's a nice Sunday night. I hope if anyone has off work or school tomorrow for Martin Luther King Day, I hope you enjoy that as well. It's definitely an awesome opportunity this Sunday night. Or morning or whatever time it is for you guys, because I go by US Eastern time, in case you guys didn't know. So if I say morning or night, or you know what I mean, like see you guys tomorrow, then you can understand, US Eastern time, which is kind of an interesting time zone. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people, I've actually met a lot of people who get like who are from different time zones and they get things messed up. I used to I used to be a part of this group and they did like events and stuff, like public events where everyone would meet up and they'd play a certain game. And one person was from like the UK. So say for example when they announced, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was like the first event that they had. They said, okay, come and join us at 7 p.m. And everyone thought, okay, just, no one really thought about time zones because no one really knew where each other, I mean, were from. So basically, 7 p.m. comes around and maybe, I'm pretty sure it was like 3 people joined. It was me, because they were referring to Eastern time, and it was me, another guy, and I'm pretty sure, it was someone else as well, I don't know who it was, but, basically we had and then when it came down to a different 7 p.m. for like the British guy, he types in the Discord server, he says, hey, it's 6 p.m. and then everyone's like, that was yesterday, or that was like forever ago. And it's like, oh, okay. This is actually oil, by the way. So in the desert and with cave enhancements, oil actually spawns in. This is actually just a test at the beginning, back when custom fuels used to work. If you didn't know, you can actually do custom fuels with add-ons. It's just currently, it's actually broken because of a Mojang issue. I kind of wish everyone was the same time instead of being awake at 2 a.m. to watch streamer play a game or getting confused with time. Yeah, currently, like I said, on Eastern time, it is around 2 in the morning. And the reason why I picked so late or so early, whatever, is because I kind of wanted to enjoy tomorrow because it's always nice, I mean, I always like to stay up late sometimes, mainly because of add-on development and stuff. It kind of gets me up, and I will be probably up for another few hours, maybe 2 hours or so. I do have some website work to do here soon, but um, I can see what you mean there by people like having to stay up, like, I mean, like say someone's out there from like from Australia. Oh, I think I'm gonna head off now. Chikorita lover, I appreciate you joining. I really, really do. I really, really appreciate you joining. I never really get the chance to I mean, to have you here. So I really do appreciate it. I loved well, I don't loved it. I love it. I don't know, my grammar's messed up sometimes. But Stickman's Legend is an awesome game. You continue updating that, continue supporting it, because I definitely love it, and I will definitely be playing any updates that you launch. Do you think MCBE add-on making is easier than Java's? Definitely. And it may be just a personal preference, but Java's uses JavaScript. Um, because Bridge is actually not supported for Java, like not the auto completions, but you can still use Bridge as a text editor. Well, at least I think so. I'm not 100% sure on Bridge development. But basically, add-on making is 100% better. Well, in my opinion, because it uses a JSON format, a simple format. Because with Java, you'd have to understand JavaScript and understand what mod loader you're going to use. So you could use Forge, you could use Lava Bucket, you could use um, Fabric. It really depends on what you know. Like if you know JavaScript, which not a lot of people do, um, then at that point, I mean, then if you know JavaScript, then it'll be easier than learning JSON. But if you don't know JSON, then if you don't know any language or any stuff like that or any programming language, then JSON will always be easier. In my opinion, in that format will be easier to understand. Because with Java, it's more like math based. Is it shovel or axe? I don't know which one it is, so I'm just gonna use shovel. But basically, I definitely think Minecraft Bedrock Edition add-on making is better than Java's. So I do. What do you guys think about me making maybe tomorrow a live stream, or maybe sometime this week a live stream about within Bridge, and I can go over concepts that you guys want me to make. So, or you guys can just watch me develop cave enhancements while I sort of explain things about add-ons, and it'll be much easier to, say someone says how to make a custom pickaxe, I could go over a custom pickaxe live, and it'll just be so much easier. And if anyone wants to contact me on Discord, you can go and join that Discord server down below. If you open up the description, you'll find me. If you do want to DM me, I'm always available for a voice call. If you want to literally talk with me, and we can do some sort of personal add-on development, or if you're not comfortable with talking, if you are not comfortable with talking at all, because I know a lot of people weren't comfortable with talking, and I 100% get that. I used to be that person a lot of, but when you're sort of like when you're sort of getting more public stuff, you kind of have to. But basically, why are you wasting your shovel durability on hay? Yeah, I know. I'm like, is it shovel? I don't even know whether you can use hay on a shovel or or you can use shovel with hay. I was like, you know what? I don't know. But yeah, I'm always available to do voice call, whether we're talking or not. I can always just talk and you guys are using chat. I'm going to be really busy over the next 2 weeks, so I'd have to miss out, but I'd watch the VOD. I think they'll stream. Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and check it out whenever. I'm actually going to collect some of this iron ingots, but yeah, I really do appreciate everyone joining in. I only like the balance, I mean, it's always jumping down. Right now, I believe we're at 4 viewers, which I think is absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? Any viewer is a fun, I mean, I once made a promise a long time ago. I first started YouTube on a separate account. That account is now long gone. It's actually used to be under this account name. It's this account under a different name. So this name of the account didn't be Warhead before it was called Gaming Time, WGEM, and WGEM stand for Warhead, Gaudy, um, Evil, and Mission. Those were all old friends from Xbox Live. But basically, we created this little YouTube channel where we just messed around and sort of did gaming. It was really, really cringy. Luckily, there's no more of those videos. I deleted. So I was at a phase in my in the time of doing YouTube, I was at a phase where I was like, no one's watching these videos that I'm just gonna get rid of that. Well, no, I'm gonna keep that. But I was at a phase time where no one was watching the videos, and it was like, I'm just gonna delete this channel and add new content, and then I kind of left it, for a few months. That's why there's so few videos. There used to be a bunch of videos. That's why I have a bunch of subscribers, but like no video. Like I'm not saying no videos, but that's why there's some subscribers on there that existed before. Um, some videos, because there was a really popular video that had to do with a video game called Dying Light, one of my favorite games of all time, by the way. And the the Dying Light video was a multiplayer glitch that was going on at the time. That I did a fix video because I figured out a fix to it, and I was like, you know what, why not post a video on it? But that got like 20,000 views, and I was like, this is awesome. I got a bunch of subscribers, and I started doing more Dying Light videos, explaining stuff. But basically, over time, it sort of, I sort of was like, no one's watching these videos anymore. I'm just going to delete the whole, videos from the channel and start fresh. And then I never really started fresh. And then when I got into add-on creation, I sort of changed my perspective on creators and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start creating videos. Then I did a tutorial because um, I used to do things for, or actually I didn't used to, I still do, but there was another YouTube channel out there called The Gaming Weekly who does Xbox stuff, but they, sort of trained me in a way on gameplay commentary, which is like, when you're watching like a show, right, like sports or something, say you're watching, you're watching a show and you have the sort of commentator there explaining things, like, oh my God, this team just got the goal or something like that, sort of like, the side person. That's what they trained me in, but for gaming. So if you can tell by my voice, I don't know if you can tell, but I try to keep the conversation going. I try to keep it more professional sounding, because that's, that's what that's what they say you're supposed to do when you're talking in front of an audience, but honestly, I've done it. I've gotten so used to it. This is kind of, what it's normally become. But I do appreciate everyone who's sticking around. You should rewatch all those videos. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. There's a few old videos with from like 3 years ago, and it was just me, like, sounding like I'm 5 years old. I swear it's kind of cringy, but if I could react to cringy videos, then I think people would like it. Yeah, I think I might. There's a few videos that I still have saved from that time. A few of them are really old that I think I could recover. I think I have an old laptop that has all my old files, my original laptop. Now I'm on a full PC. I just got that a few months ago. That costs a lot, by the way. If you're ever going to get a PC, make sure you're going to use it, because if you spend all that money, then it's just, you know how it is. But welcome everyone who's joining in new. We're just kind of having conversation stuff and having fun. But anyways, on that old laptop has all my old videos from like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and I sounded very different than I did before. Is it possible to make custom commands? It is not. So within Bridge, you may notice that you have the option to create a custom command. You're like, well, what the heck? Custom commands are actually only possible within Bridge. So basically, a Bridge custom command would have to do something within the program itself. So basically, say you're executing a, special command. I'm not 100% sure about it, but I know it's not possible for Minecraft itself. It's for custom commands within Bridge. That's such a common question that if, I appreciate you asking it though, so it clears up that confusion. If you're confused about it, that was, that's perfectly fine, because I was even confused about it in the beginning. But, it kind of just, you kind of get used to it and you kind of understand it. I think it is time we should go underground back to the caves and we should find some jade. Got to enjoy these crystal models. In case you didn't know, these crystal models and textures are inspired by the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update, but this add-on I will still update it, and this add-on will still live on after 1.17. You may wonder, okay, well, there's new cave generation coming in 1.17. What are we going to do with this generation? Well, what we're going to do is we're actually going to get rid of this generation and make it an optional pack. So if you wanted to add this as well, then you could. You know what I mean? So it'll be an optional pack that will basically be, I mean, just there if you want to use it. And also, Cave Enhancements is not going to end because a lot of people say, well, won't the caves be, I mean, fun after 1.17? The goal of Cave Enhancements is to make the caves everything amazing. You know what I mean? Just the purpose of staying down here, I mean, with 50 ores, I mean, and a bunch of new, cave biomes and stuff that 1.17 doesn't offer because in 1.17 we didn't see, I mean, special mushrooms like this and stuff. I mean, obviously I'm not going to say 1.17 is worse because it's definitely not. 1.17 is an amazing upcoming update, and I was really um, I was actually, believe it or not, I didn't know what to do with cave enhancements after 1.17 was announced. I was definitely scared of that cave enhancements was going to die out, and until I really started to get back, like until I really started to understand add-ons more, I realized that it won't die out. Um, because it still adds things that Cave or that 1.17 is not going to. I mean, still it keeps that interest there. It's not a 1.17 concept. It is a separate add-on that's similar to 1.17 in some ways, but it's also not. I'm gonna mine some of this. This is called Rocky Dirt, and Rocky Dirt currently drops an item called the Rock. And the Rock, I'm not talking about the wrestler or the person. I'm talking about the item. He rocks, and I mean, I think there's no point. There's no point. There's always like one more. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the reasons why Cave Enhancements is there. It's going to offer a bunch of new ores and a bunch of new experiences, and by 1.7, like, we'll have a bunch of new uses, because every single update offers a bunch of new uses for each ore. Right now, mainly, the uses for ores is weapons. So, when people are playing, the main use for the ores is just making weapons, but there's also uses such as machinery and stuff that I'm not going to go over in this stream. But maybe if you guys want to see a stream tomorrow with cave enhancements where I can go more in detail, or I can do a bridge stream. It really depends on people's preference. If I had 1,000 subscribers, I could make. Once you reach 1,000 subscribers, you are more welcomed in the community. You can, you can do ads, which requires like 4,000 hours of whatever, which I could care less about. But you can also do community posts. That's what I'm looking forward to. Community posts offer so I can ask questions and polls and stuff that you guys can pick. So, do you guys want me to do a stream on Bridge, or do you want me to do a stream in Cave Enhancements again, or just a Q&A stream or something like that? If you guys want to, if I'm not gonna try to plug myself here, but I am on Twitter at Warhead5170, not the letter O, the letter 0, or that's not a letter, the number 0. But there I might announce some stuff just better because it's like a better format. Twitter, well, at least for now. Bridge stream, please, yeah, for sure. Welcome to anyone new who's joining in. I do notice that we're sort of gaining viewers and lowering, so please stick around. We're playing my add-on Cave Enhancements. It adds 50 new ores, new cave generation, pretty much new everything. I think you answered this in a past stream, but how'd you get the torchlight to work when it's in your hand? I did answer this in a past stream, and I will answer it once again. I actually got help on this by a person named Coloring Me86, who is a really awesome person, by the way. They help out with so many add-ons that I can't even count, but, basically what it does is it uses something called an animation controller, which detects when the player does something, like hold a specific item, or, hold, whatever, and when it detects that, it runs a command. So basically, the animation controller says, hey, you're holding a torch, now we're going to run this command. And the command is basically placing light blocks around the player and in a certain range, and when the game detects that, it'll say, okay, now you're holding the torch, you've been given the tag, so it starts placing light blocks around the player, and it follows the player. And that's just the command. And then basically, after that, when you take the torch out of your hand, the animation controller says, hey, you're not holding the torch anymore, stop executing the command. So it just uses commands. That's why it's sometimes like blinky and stuff like that. That's mainly why. Ooh, okay, this stream has been getting interesting. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's literally... I might end it soon. Obviously, I've been pretty much talking like literally talking nonstop for the past 2 hours. I hope I've been keeping it entertaining, but it does bring a toll on your voice when you've been talking for 2 hours straight. You may notice my voice is now wearing out a bit. Um, it can be rough, but it's definitely worth it. It's so much, so much fun. I've been enjoying it. Look how much iron is over here. Holy, holy, holy! Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, look at that. That is a huge amount of iron that I am not going to mine because we don't need iron. We need hematite. And we're gonna make a little. It's called a cave base in a box. And if you actually pause your game with cave enhancements and you're playing on Windows 10 Edition, you can actually click on this cave enhancements button here, and it brings up the cave enhancements guide menu. You may say, why didn't you use the how to play screen? Well, the how to play screen, um, it's not as easily accessed as the feedback. So this actually replaces the feedback screen. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, no one really goes to the feedback screen. But here at the Cave Enhancements Sky screen, you can read all about it. Some of the stuff isn't actually up to date. Like there's no really 1.5 main stuff in there. But it does explain the basics of things that you need to know, such as like pickaxe information and ore information. So anything you guys need to know about pickaxes or ores, it'll be in that Cave Enhancements Guide screen. Make sure you're on Windows 10 Edition, because for some reason on Xbox it just doesn't work for some reason. Like I don't know why, because it doesn't use any custom UI. It just replaces an existing UI. I mean, Caves and Cliffs seems more like a looks and generation update than a reason to explore for new ores and structures and one of the new. Yeah, I see what you mean. I can understand that. You know what I mean? It definitely it doesn't give you a reason. I mean, it still gives you the same reason to go mining. It just makes it more appealing. You know what I mean? Because that's what people were wanting, a more of a generation style update. But people were also wanting more exciting stuff. You know what I mean? Like proper cave biomes and stuff to explore and structures and stuff. I mean, of course, caves will be 10 times more interesting. Like with some proper interesting cave biomes like the lush caves and the driftstone and whatnot. I mean, it really does give you a reason to explore, but it also can cause you to kind of lose a sense of fun sometimes because it can probably be repetitive. You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why cave enhancements would be one of your perfect options to go for. Like when you're playing in 1.17, it'll be like, okay, well, now I can combine 1.17 caves with cave enhancements content, so you can have that fun of the generation, um, but also with cave enhancements. Yeah, I prefer this Cave Enhancements add-on to 1.17. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. In my opinion, I think both of them are awesome. I think the update and Cave Enhancements, they're both really, really awesome things. But if I'm going to be honest, I feel like they both have their own advantages in the sense. So there's not really, I can't really say that there's a definitive winner, in my opinion. But here's actually Crystal Cave, by the way. A lot of people have nicknamed this the Blue Mushroom Biome, or the Enchanted Caves, but it's just called the Crystal Cave. Trying to look for the chest. Here we go. Oh, a lot of people choose to live in the Crystal Cave. It's honestly a nice place to live in. Definitely a cool, fun type style. Just a fun like little feature to explore, because they're not too rare, but they're not too common. You know what I mean? It's sort of just there, and I think I do want to add ore deposits as well, but I haven't really decided yet. Oh man, my okay, here we go. So I think what I'll do is once I'm done grabbing the hematite that I need, oh, here's another sword and stone, which I actually won't grab. But once I finish grabbing the hematite that I need, I will, can't even think of what I was about to say. I will, hold on, let me just mine this real quick. But